Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of And Just Like That, We Found Therapy. I have with me today one of my very good friends, Yasmina Aoun. Thank you for joining us, Yas. How are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm so excited to be here and very nervous too, but there we go.
You're going to come off as a pro. Before we get into it, I just want to mention that Yas is obviously one of my best friends. She is also the creator of And Just Like That, We Found Therapy Pod's artwork. Both the logo and a little sticker that she made for me to do the Instagram tag. So thank you very much for that. Yes.
My pleasure. Fun project.
Yeah, she got the assignment, she got it right, and I am in love with it. But today she is also here working overtime for me to discuss Season 2, Episode 8 of Sex and the City, The Man, the Myth, the Viagra.
Yes.
And I'm very excited because this is one of the episodes where we get introduced to Steve. Mm-hmm. Also, the toxicity of relationships being forgiven is starting to seep through to the audience. So I'm very excited.
So am I. Honestly, you gave me choices. I picked this one. I think it's a great episode, and there's lots and lots to talk about.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Okay, so the episode begins with Carrie writing, once upon a second time around, because she is talking about her and Mr. Big giving it a second chance to their relationship. They're out and about in town, and they're both really dressed up. They have a very old school date where Mr. Big takes Carrie to an Italian place where they know him. He's being charming. He ends up singing a song and dedicating it to her, and she just says in her voiceover, it was just perfect.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think that second chances are always the lost cause? Have you ever given a second chance and been like, oh my God, yes, he got all the notes and he implemented them, but now he's the man that I always wanted?
I mean, I don't think second chances are a lost cause. Definitely not. But I think people can change, but only if they want to change. They're not changing because the other person is asking them to.
Yes.
In this case, I mean, to be fair, Big does seem like the perfect boyfriend.
Yes.
Everything thus far has been proven otherwise. So in terms of Carrie being like, this is perfect, that's kind of understandable. But
yes.
Has he really changed?
The thing is that what you said, I think, is bang on. Somebody cannot change because you ask them to. And in reality, Carrie hasn't even asked, because she always kind of compromises with half-truths of what it is that she's not getting or what it is that he's not giving. And I think he thinks he knows, but Carrie is a writer, so she's very good with words. She should be kind of a bit more forthcoming with exactly what it is she needs from him this second time around.
Absolutely, but I think even then you can keep telling someone, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need.
Yeah. That
person, on the other hand, is going to hear it, but unless you feel like you're the one that needs to change,
yeah,
you're not going to change.
Yeah.
So it's
I
true.
Yeah. I do feel like sometimes we change just to bend over backwards and be okay with what it is that we're receiving.
I mean, that's compromise, and that's,
yes,
I think, definitely needed in relationships, but you need to do the inner workings yourself. And okay, if someone asks you to do a bit of changing, compromise a little bit of yourself, yes, you definitely have to be willing. But I think what you said about Carrie not actually voicing exactly what she needs, I think that's so true. And Big is a charmer. He knows exactly how to pull the switch and drag her back in.
I was so charmed by him in this first scene. But then I think we move over to the girls having brunch, and they introduce the theme of the episode, which is, urban myths and urban legends. So I think one of the urban myths that gets explored in this episode is one night stands that become a relationship, or the boyfriend that was horrible lost his girlfriend, realized what he had lost, and then he became the dream boyfriend. And we get the different girls' points of view, and of course Miranda's being like, no, men are the worst, because the other storyline, is that Miranda's out on a date in New York's version of hell, which according to the writers was stand-up comedy. And this scene is actually hilarious.
It is.
Miranda's on a first date with this guy that is apparently separated or divorced. And he goes to pay because the stand-up comedian is so terrible. And then his phone rings while he's away. The stand-up comedian asks Miranda to pick it up, and basically we discover that it's his wife. Mm-hmm. And Miranda runs off being like, if they're not married, they're like separated, they're liars, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been misled by somebody who was spoken for?
Oh, yes. But a very, very long time ago. I think we're like... It's different when you're a teenager.
Yes.
And obviously marriage is a lot more serious than just, oh my God, can you be my boyfriend when you're like 16, 17?
Yes.
You know, it's not serious. So to me, I would say yes, but I can't relate to what Miranda went through for sure at that horror story of a date. So...
That was horrible.
Yeah, it is. It's a horror story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the guy's like, no, we're separated. Sorry, I thought we were clear. And Charlotte's like, Miranda, maybe he just wanted a bit more time, and maybe he will choose you over his wife. And she did
say something that's very interesting. It's like, but maybe he does really like you.
Yes.
Yeah. And that to me, yeah, okay, but the guy is still married.
Is that a deal breaker for you? Like, until the divorce is final, you don't touch that?
To me, yeah, absolutely. That would be a deal breaker. I think so. I think I wouldn't even find that the person remotely attractive if he's taken. Like, that would...
But what if they're in the
automatically X to me?
Like, say they have filed for divorce or whatever the equivalent is.
We could play the what ifs game forever. But... I don't know. I think it's a tricky one. Unless you're in that situation, I could never really say never. But I don't think I'll say I don't think I would.
Okay.
Go there.
Okay, very black and white.
Probably.
Okay.
Is it black and white though? I mean,
I think if somebody. Yeah, I've been there. I've dated somebody that was, in the process of divorcing.
Yeah, but we're talking about it's known that it's in the process of divorcing. It's not like someone, like, if things are out in the open, absolutely. You make your own choices. But when, if that person was still married, you'd be a little bit like, reluctant.
Yes,
let's see. But if you're 100% sure that that person is married, would you cross that threshold?
No, especially especially if that person is married and there's no plans whatsoever of getting divorced. But besides that, what are the other urban myths? Because, like, I think they're talking about, it's always the cousin of a friend's friend who had the one night stand that turned into the love of their lives, or met a man that was married and, like, they were really the love of their lives, so he left his wife and now they're happily married. What is your version of that urban myth that made you maybe go down a road you shouldn't have?
I'm going to answer the question of what is the urban myth.
Yes.
Has it led me down to the road? Maybe, maybe not. But I think the main one that you always hear is it'll happen when you don't look for it.
I hate that one.
And I'm not looking for it. It has not happened. So that, to answer your question, has it led me to that road? I guess.
Yeah.
But it hasn't led me to anything, has it? You know? And there's always, as I think, was it Samantha that was saying, the friend of a friend of a friend. Like, you do hear these stories. I think sometimes they do happen, but they can't be considered the norm, right?
Yes.
Like, That's not the...
That's the exception, not the norm.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. That's not... we all want that fairy tale. Oh my God, the meet cute. Oh, I dropped my coffee. He helped me.
Yes.
Of course you go into these things because obviously that's all we've seen. Sex and the City.
Yes.
All of these...
I was going to say, my urban myth that has led me down the wrong path way too many times is that men can change. And this is the crux of what I started this podcast. The fact that Charlotte is like, no, we know a myth that is true. And she points at Carrie and she's like, they gave it a second chance. Mr. Big is a changed man and the relationship is so different and she's so happy. And Carrie does say, like, I can't explain why, it just feels different. It is good.
Yeah.
And Miranda was just like, okay, I'll see it, like, explain yourself. And Carrie's just like, I would, but you're so scary right now. I'm scared too. But yeah, I've definitely thought that, you know, an older man can change and follow that rabbit hole into a whole lot of nothing, especially because if they don't want to change, they won't change, and the older they're digging their heels into that, the harder it is. I
think with Charlotte specifically, being that she's the one who brought the subject up to the group, that but that person changed for that friend of a friend. Charlotte is the hopeful one, clearly, in this friendship group, isn't she? And yeah, you want to hold out that hope that sometimes maybe that person will change, and you want to be the one they changed for.
Yes.
Not that changed them.
Yeah.
I think that's the satisfaction part more than anything.
Yes.
But yeah, urban myth, I mean, there are way too many to pick from, definitely. The meet cute thing,
I mean, I think we've become too cynical to believe in the meet cute.
100%. Or is it cynical, or is it like...
Don't say realistic.
But is it like what we... Life, I guess. Life as we know it today. Yeah. I mean, the dating world today is clearly very different than 2000 Sex and the City.
1999, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Then the other scene, this episode is just like so filled with things.
Yeah, there's like, so many stuff, honestly.
We get Mr. Trump. Samantha's at the bar. Yeah. Samantha is at a bar and she sees Mr. Trump. Well, I'm sorry, President Trump.
Oh my God.
At the back end of the bar, speaking to some old dude that approaches her, tries to pick her up, and Samantha finds out that he is a gazillionaire. And then she's walking down the road with Carrie and she's like, what's your like deal breaker maximum age? She's like, 50? And Samantha's like, what if they're like, you know, super, super rich, trillionaires? And he's like, 50? And then Samantha's like, well, I think I'm seeing like a young 72-year-old. Have you ever dated anybody that was inappropriately older than you?
Inappropriately older? Probably not.
Yeah.
Fairly older? Yes. Did it lead anywhere other than a first date? No. But I wouldn't say that would stop me from dating someone older again, you know? It's just that situation just didn't pan out.
Do you have a deal breaker?
I don't think age is the issue. A little, like, age is a bit of a construct in a sense. I think I would be more wary of dating someone younger than me. Yeah. Or a lot younger than me. Yeah. The older they are, I think the more experienced they are, not with, obviously, I mean, with everything.
Yes.
You know, with life in itself.
Yes.
But the thing here is about money.
Yes. Would you bend any of your standards for that?
I don't think I would, but I'll caveat that by saying, obviously, we all want some comfortability. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But does that equate to connection? You know what I mean? Like,
or intimacy.
Or
yes.
intimacy, more so. I guess it becomes more of a transaction in Samantha's case.
Yes. And you and me are so well versed in Real Housewives. And what happened to every housewife that just depends on the husband's money for everything? They get cheated on, divorced from,
landed in jail,
never works out.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it, of course, if you're used to maybe a certain kind of lifestyle and someone brings that for you, yes, I mean, it's always an added plus. But is that something that you're only looking for and focused on, and everything else goes away? I mean,
hopefully
for
not.
some women, maybe, you know, good for them. Get your bag, girl. I'm okay. You know, I wouldn't be able to do that. I think long term,
no, me
it
neither.
Just gets
especially when
transactional, in my opinion.
When you, I think, and also when you have met the real deal, which I think this is part of Samantha's background, that like she never quite gets a love story. It's just like either sex or something else where the sex is not there. When you get the full package, I think that it becomes harder to compromise and say like, yeah, I'd be alright marrying an old dude just for money if he treated me right. Because when you've seen the real deal, I think it's harder to be like, I'm never going to have that in my life because I'm marrying.
I agree, 1,000,000%. And let's give it to Samantha. She's the only one that's going to go for these types of situations. You know, she's never going to say no.
She walks the walk so that we can talk the talk.
Exactly, 100%. And especially like growing up watching this, we were very young watching it. I think I was in my teens, like even, and then you see these kinds of situations come up and you're like, yeah, Samantha, everybody will say they're a fan of Samantha when they're talking about Sex and the City. Why is that? Because she's an open, like sexually, maturely, strong, independent woman, and she really goes for what she wants and vocalizes it. And we all kind of like aspire to be somewhat like her.
Yeah, I mean, she gets hurt the least, which I think, you know, is the crux of the matter.
Because she's like, this is... all right, it is what it is. Let's move on. Let's get the next one.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next scene is a very interesting one, especially from the point of view of friendship of this show. We get Carrie and Mr. Big at Mr. Big's flat, and they are being so cute. Again, I was falling hard for Mr. Big in this episode. He is cooking for her. Carrie is asking her, because I think from the conversation that the girls were having at brunch, she realizes I want to show them really how good my relationship is now. So she asks him like, hey, I want you to go out for dinner, and she kind of says it like super fast because she's scared of asking something of this man and ruin the good kind of like track that they've been on. And she's like, I want you to go out for dinner on Saturday at 8 at this restaurant called Denial with my friends because I want you to meet them better. And Mr. Big at the beginning was like, whatever, I know them. Like, Charlotte is the brunette, Miranda's the redhead, and Samantha's trouble. And she was like, okay, then I want them to get to know you better. And then he says, okay. And Carrie's just like, why are you being so cute? Cue in, phone call from Miranda, and Miranda's like, hey, are you okay? And Carrie's like, yeah, didn't you get my message? And Miranda's like, no, is everything okay? I came straight to the bar where we're supposed to meet before dinner. Are you okay? I thought you were dead. And she was like, yeah, no, it's just that Mr. Big got a piece of veal. We're staying in, and he wanted to make me dinner. And Miranda gets super pissed off. Rightly so.
I think so, yeah.
But what do you think about this? Because obviously, I don't know, is the equivalent of texting? Because I'm sorry, yes, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You bail last minute.
I do, 100%. I'm the flakiest person ever.
Yes, so is leaving a message in the machine an hour ago that I think Carrie says, or whenever it is, the equivalent of sending a message saying, and I'm going to become yes in this, boo, I'm not coming tonight. I don't feel good.
I've given the 1,000,000 reasons, honestly. If anybody wants ideas of how to flake out, come to me. I've got the playbook on that.
Yes, she does.
I don't think that's what... I mean, that's not a reason for Miranda to be upset, the
Yeah.
bailing out. Well,
Yes.
This is my response as the flaky person in the
Yes.
group. I think, one, it wouldn't happen today because obviously you're always on your phone. You get the text message immediately.
Yes.
It's not about the bailing out. It's the is why are you bailing?
Yes.
Why are you being flaky on me?
Yes.
For someone who has, up to that point, always flaked out on you.
Yes.
Is my, like, but I don't think that's why Miranda was upset. That's what's funny.
Yes. The thing is that Miranda then goes really, really hard on Carrie, and she's like, this is bullshit. Your relationship hasn't changed a bit. The man picks out a, like, piece of politically incorrect meat at the butcher, and you drop everything to adjust to his plans.
And that's super valid, in my opinion, knowing what we know so far, you know, with Carrie.
Yes, I think Carrie doesn't prioritize rightly. And Miranda is such a good friend to her.
Agreed.
But I do think Miranda is like, okay, dude, like, that's a bit fucked up, but let's talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Miranda was maybe wrong, maybe upset for the wrong reasons, but she was very, very right to be upset. Carrie is the type of person who will drop everything
for the guy
or for something she perceives to be, oh my God, this is an amazing connection. I can't, like, nothing can ruin it, you know?
Yes.
I think, like, she doesn't see the red flags. She doesn't see that we're in a moment in time in their relationship where Big turned on the charm.
Yeah.
Just to, I'm going to say, I don't even know, but, like, let's say 2 episodes later, switch back, you know?
Yeah.
So she really wants to hold on to that moment in time, you know? And I think Miranda has every right to be upset, but she should probably say that it's because, oh, you're flaking out on me.
Yeah.
Someone who has always been here for you.
Yeah.
For someone who will probably do something shitty again.
For somebody who hasn't prioritized you.
Exactly.
Yes. So you're prioritizing somebody who hasn't prioritized you, and kind of like bailing on somebody that has been there for you while this dude was putting you through hell.
I'm all for you go do your thing, but
yeah,
have the right reasons, you know?
Yes. Okay. My biggest telltale sign of, like, this is not a healthy relationship is that
between Carrie and Big.
Yes. Is that when she hangs up, Mr. Big asks, is there a problem or is everything okay? Because, like, nope, everything's fine. Like, she keeps lying and hiding things, and that's where I get very anxious because I've been in that position, and then I know something's wrong.
Because she wants to stay in that bubble of perfection that it is in the moment.
Yes, she
Nothing's
doesn't want
gonna
to
come and burst it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to scare Mr. Big from the dinner on Saturday.
Nothing is wrong right now.
But because the universe has a sense of humor and things happen when you least expect it and when you're not looking for it.
Exactly.
That's when Miranda meets Steve.
Yeah.
And I want to get your point of view on how this goes on, because, like, whatever, Steve's trying to be, like, cheeky and cute with Miranda, and, like, I would have loved that, because if I just had a fight and I was alone at a bar and a waiter that is also reading Hemingway, like, you know, they try to paint him in a light where he's, like, educated, well-read, witty, funny, is saving the night, and then you take him home and they say he served her 2 orgasms, and then Miranda's a bit of a bitch. Okay, do you agree she was a bitch?
Oh, 100%. But Miranda's the cynical one.
Super cynical.
Yeah, you know, so it's like when everything has been going wrong so far. Yeah. When someone comes, Steve is portrayed as the emotionally available person compared to Big, who is the complete opposite. Yes. So when someone comes in Miranda's life, and she's always been either, the guy who she was on a date earlier on the show had a wife, blah, blah, blah. They're either divorced. She's got a list of reasons why they're all horrible men. This guy comes
with the cards on the table and is like, can I have
I'm
your
into
number?
you.
I want to take you out
So
for dinner.
you're like, no, something's not right here. You know, you're always like, it's too good to be true.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Or
so
you'd rather, I feel like she's trying to get ahead of the hurt, and after he's leaving, she's just like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to pretend to ask for my number, to pretend that you're going to take me out. Let's call this what this was, a one-night stand. Thanks. Great sex.
And this is Miranda. I feel like I've been like this most of my life. Like,
really?
No, in the sense where you kind of try to avoid disappointment by being the one who gets out of it first.
Yeah.
Because you have this fear.
Yeah.
Of being hurt.
Yes.
I think this Miranda's cynicism is really, really, really laid back onto the fear
of getting hurt.
Yes. Masked as cynicism, but it's actually really sad.
It is really sad.
So once someone who comes and shows her how to be well treated, like, you know, it's like, this is new to her. She just doesn't really know what to do with herself with that.
Yeah.
So she kind of pulls what she usually pulls and is like, I'm gonna stop this at its tracks now before it gets any further, and you're then eventually gonna hurt me, because that's what she's used to.
Yes.
And I mean, I love Steve. We all love Steve. We know how this one ends up.
Steve.
Do you really?
Yes.
I love Steve.
Yes, he needs to
God.
And I'm sorry because he does lose the ball, but like he needs to get a pair on and like, you know, be a bit more like, when they we'll get into it, but like, yeah, I don't like Steve. Like, he's a great guy,
Steve
but it's
right
just like
now in that moment has done nothing wrong to
yes,
you. You know
yes,
he's
great. I mean? Just what Miranda needed.
Exactly. And I think it's an interesting. I mean, Steve had to be the guy for Miranda, because
he's so
completely
soft?
No. I think he's open with his feelings. You know what I mean? He's completely different as to what Miranda usually goes for, and I think that's what's needed sometimes to break the pattern. She needed.
I don't know. I think she needed. I liked the doctor. You know, that moves into...
I can't remember.
Either that...
the doctor that moves into the building.
For the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because he was, like, cool. Like, wasn't scared of her.
You like the manly man.
I like the manly man. Steve is, like,
I like the self-aware men that will talk about their feelings.
Barf. Okay.
And will serve me 2 orgasms.
Fair.
Done.
Yeah. Okay, I'm the problem.
I think you are.
Yeah. Okay, so I think then Carrie's super excited about the dinner, and she's like super well dressed, going to pick Mr. Big up 45 minutes before the dinner is due, and he opens the door basically in his PJs, and he's just like, do you mind if I don't go? It's gonna pour all night, and like I'm exhausted. And Carrie says in her voice...
The reasons, man. I mean, like...
I get it.
At least pull something smarter out of your ass as to why you can't go.
Fuck off, you've used that one.
Again, about the rain?
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
But not for, like, important things.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So, my issue with that... Like, fair. I understand where he's coming from, but, like, how unaware are you of the relationship you're in and how big of a deal this is that you think that that's okay?
But the thing is, I completely agree with you. But Carrie didn't make it seem like this was a huge deal to her, which in fact it is.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with this relationship.
Yeah.
This guy is completely emotionally unchecked.
Yeah.
She's not good at communicating. So it's not like, there's no way. Because she said, I'd love for them to meet you. Yes. But what she really meant was, please come.
This is a big deal. Yeah.
You know, like...
We need to...
But it was never really said.
Yeah. But it breaks my heart because Carrie just says, yeah, I get that's okay. And in her voiceover, she says, I was scared that if I looked them in the eye, I might burst into tears or something like that.
Turn into stone or something.
Yes.
That was even sadder.
Yes. Yeah. It was so sad. And again, I've been there. And she goes to the restaurant, and what breaks my heart even more is that she doesn't have the heart to tell her friends he might not come.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like buying herself time. I don't know what for, saying like, oh, I don't know, he was coming from work, because like they won't sit them until the whole party's there. Steve is like trying to be like the good guy and like bringing all the girls drinks because his buddy works at the bar or something. Miranda saying inappropriate jokes about, you know, sleeping with a waiter. And I think we get to like the climax of this scene where Carrie's just like giving up, and she says maybe we should just say that it's the four of us. Let's just go get a table. And Miranda says, I knew it. He's not coming, right? Men suck. Voila. I think at this point, Steve has already left and told her like, what do you have against men? Because I know this is not about me. But like, you've made a fool out of yourself and you've made me feel like shit.
100%.
And then, this is where the problem with this series begins. Mr. Big appears.
I mean, that's unrealistic, in my opinion.
I don't think it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic with him.
Yes, my point exactly. But I think, if it's for the show, I think it is for the show, because then Miranda runs out and she's kissing Steve in the rain. I mean, they kind of wanted to
because
gift wrap the episode by bringing up things from the start. That's in show term.
Yes.
But in reality, Big showing up, if he did if something like this happens in reality and he shows up, yes, amazing, it's great. It proves me right for a second, but to me that's just breadcrumbing. It's not the focus of the actual root cause of
their issues,
what needed to be said, you know.
I mean, I love it because I think I tried to put myself in his shoes, and like, he's at home and like you can tell he really likes her and he's probably missing her, and then probably some thought crossed there being like, oh, she looks sad, what am I gonna do, just stay in and miss her? And like, because if anything I would ask her to come over after, like, I'll just go.
But that's funny that you're thinking in his shoes,
because I have to do it for the show. It's for research.
Okay, sorry. But that's not how, we don't really know if that's the way he thought about it. I know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the like nicely rose tinted glasses way of seeing that's what was his way of thinking.
Yes.
Which I highly, highly doubt. Knowing what we know. I mean, we've all seen the show, you know.
But yeah, I love that. I love how Carrie like lights up the minute he appears, and then he does deliver, and he's like being funny and like has banter with her friends, and it's a very nice ending to the episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, and that's all that Carrie wanted.
Yes.
As the 5 wise girls on my T-shirt have said, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends.
For those of you just listening, she's wearing a Spice Girls, I think a tour tee that is epic.
And it worked out for this episode.
It worked out, yeah, well done. But now I think...
You know what I mean. I think that's something that was important to her, but not only in terms of you're going to meet my friends, but I want you to be integrated into my life.
Yes.
And I think him backing out at first is him not wanting to be fully emotionally accountable in that relationship. He's still having those boundaries and being that 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I mean, it's really nice that he ends up showing up at the end. But it's like I said, I think they're in that phase of their relationship at the moment where it's all going amazingly. Yes.
I do think for you it would be a deal breaker if your partner doesn't get along with your friends, right?
I think so. I mean, no. I don't think it would be a deal breaker. Okay. It would be obviously amazing if everybody got along. You know? I think what would be a deal breaker if he didn't like my friends.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because if my friends don't like him, so they must see something in him that is not right for me. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
how I look at things. They don't have to get along, because you don't have to get along with anybody actually. Your relationship is your own. Ideally, everybody gets along, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's...
Or in the words of the Real Housewives, you know, just to at least be cordial.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the end of the episode, which brings me to the last bit of my episodes, where I'm going to ask you sort of maybe advice. So, for Charlotte that doesn't really get to appear, do you think that you believe more of a Charlotte, that she's like optimistic and like hopelessly romantic, things that, you know, Carrie and Mr. Big are really gonna make it? Are you a Charlotte in this episode?
I am definitely not a Charlotte.
What would you have answered to her if you were at that brunch table when Charlotte was like...
I think Charlotte, it's always nice to have a Charlotte in your life.
Yes.
But Charlotte goes into... I think it crosses the line from being hopeful to a little bit delusional.
Yeah.
And it's never grounded in truth, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's always, but this guy or this person, or of course he needs to do this, of course this can happen this way. So it's really like very big grand stories.
Yes.
Which we're all, of course, like, I mean, as we said in the beginning, we would all love that meet cute, but that doesn't happen today. There is no way. You don't falling in love at first sight. That's not, clearly not.
I discussed this with Sabrina in the previous episode. We believe in previous lives, and sometimes there's that connection from previous lives that maybe gets translated.
Connection is completely different. You build on that.
But have you not ever met somebody and from the get-go something's pulling at you from the inside?
Yes, but that does that mean that you're going to end up getting married and having their children? No. The connection, yes, you start with it.
Yeah.
But then, to me, Charlotte believes in something A plus B equals C.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's, yes, okay, of course you can have that like incredible instant connection with someone, but it's a slow burn.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
You have to work on things. It doesn't just fall into your lap.
And she becomes that.
She believes that it just falls into your lap.
Yeah. Okay. Then what would you say to me if I told you, like, oh my God, yes, I met this 72-year-old man. He is quite cute. I know he's old, but I went for dinner to his place and he gave me a diamond bracelet and diamond earrings and a diamond necklace. I slept with him. What would you tell me?
I am the first person that will say, girl, get your bag. 100p. Like, that's my thing. But if what you're looking for is
a bag,
the bag, great, go for it. But me knowing you, that's not what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Could definitely be an added bonus. I mean, no one would say no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not, you want that emotional, genuine connection. If you do get both, I mean, you hit the jackpot.
I thought your answer was going to be one of your favorite one-liners. You do you, boo. You
do you, boo. Always. But specifically, get your bag and then get me one.
Okay. I would give you one earring.
Thank you. One?
One.
All right.
Okay. What would you tell Miranda, or if you could feel yourself being Miranda with Steve, what would you tell Miranda if she was like so abrasive about a man trying to properly date her and her being so cynical?
I mean, first of all, definitely go to therapy. Just to kind of understand. I mean, I relate a lot to Miranda in the sense where I get so much anxiety. Then when I walk around and like everything's good, I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
The other shoe's gonna drop.
Yeah, exactly. Something bad's gonna happen today. You know. So I kind of relate to her in that sense, where you're so used to everything going on a certain way. When there's something that's completely there, it's like a slap in the face. You don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
What advice would I give to her? Definitely go to therapy, just to kind of understand where that's coming from.
Yeah. I think she's so scared of rejection.
It's also scared of rejection, scared of getting hurt, because she has been.
Yeah.
She's been through really I think Miranda also has the worst situations in this show, like
Yes.
most of the time.
Yes.
So I think that's why they brought in someone like Steve, who's such an opposite.
Yeah.
That it kind of really disrupts. It has to disrupt the way she thinks, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, my advice to her is like, let it happen.
Yeah.
After getting therapy.
Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, for Carrie, how would you have reacted if you were Miranda on the other side of the phone when you get the news that your friend is bailing on you because she decided to stay at her boyfriend's?
I think, as I said earlier, I would have been more upset about the bailing. Like, you can bail. I'm the person you can bail on. Listen, I'd rather be home.
Yeah.
But to bail on me for someone who is not showing up the way you want him to, I think that would make me upset. You know what I mean? And also, this doesn't really happen. Just one WhatsApp and you're good, you know?
Okay, and then how would you have navigated when, if you were Carrie, you appear at your boyfriend's for this really important dinner and he says, like, is it okay if I don't go? How would you have done that instead of what Carrie did?
I mean, I would hope I would be the kind of person that to kind of see the red flags as soon as we start dating and not get to the point that we are today. But let's say I am in this point.
Yeah.
I would, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Do you know what I mean? I think that moment to me would have been like, I guess, how would I put it? Like a fork in the road. Like you either we're either going this way or we're going that way. And I think that's the moment where I would have picked up on, oh, but he's not actually showing up, and actions speak louder than words. Like, we're good in private, but he actually doesn't want to integrate in my life. He eventually does in that episode, of course, but at that moment you're not actually putting actions into movement, you know?
Yes, but then again, Carrie says nothing. Like, I feel like, I mean,
listen, Carrie,
I would have said, like, dude, this is a big deal. Get dressed.
She didn't. She expected him to be self-aware enough to understand that this was important to her. Yes. But she was actually quite nonchalant about it in the beginning. Like, oh, I'd love you to meet my friends. Actually, I would love them to meet you, but that doesn't really mean anything. You know? So
would you have tried to maybe make it more clear, like, this is a big deal?
For the point of this episode, you know, I would say absolutely that, like, this actually is a really big deal for me. Like, go get dressed now or...
we're over.
You know, like...
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do your part.
Okay. Great advice. And then just before I let you go, anything that you want to plug in, because you're doing fantastic freelance work as a graphic designer. Where can people find you? What are you working on that you want to share?
Well, I can't share what I'm working on. Where can people find me? Through you, I guess, or through Instagram.
I will tag your IG account at Yasmina Aoun.
If you also want great excuses on how to bail on people, you can also reach me.
Yeah, and if you think she should publish a book on, like, you know, excuses on how to bail, I will pull forward a poll.
That is my plug. Forget the graphic design work. That's what I want people to reach out to me for.
You're going to be in high demand.
Yeah, I've got the good ones.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Yasmina. It has been such a pleasure.
This was so fun. Loved it.
We'll have you back soon.
Yay.
Bye.